I've spoken many times about toxic femininity. I do not support hatred for men. I do not support the destruction of the marital institution. But today I want to talk about something uncomfortable to many. Toxic feminism did not fall from the sky. If we want to be honest with ourselves, it was born from unhealed pain. That toxic energy people see today did not appear out of thin air. It was harvested from the tears of our mothers. Watching your own mom get maltreated by your dad, not everybody will respond to such pain the same way. Some people endure it, some people heal from it, some people forgive, and some refuse to forgive. That toxic woman you see watched her mother cry in silence. She saw her mother endure polygamy. She saw her mother beg for school fees. She watched her mother uncared for, having to repeat clothes and beg for food while still with a husband figure who treat her as a sex mate and a slave, not a partner. That woman who saw her mother had no choice, that little girl, makes a silent decision. She says, it can never be me. It will never be me. You see that one statement, that one decision can become either her strength or her rebellion. Unhealed pain becomes ideology. And what happened? Ideology without healing becomes extremism. That is where toxic feminism grows. In many homes, giving birth to a boy child is treated like winning a lottery ticket. He is pampered and prioritized, while the girl child is raised to be a servant in awaiting for a future husband. From childhood, a girl value is tied to her utility to others. She is a responsibility to be handed off, while the boy is a savior to be invested in. Women get married and automatically earn herself endless enemies. Enemy from the husband's side who see her as a liability for their son when they literally danced to her parents' compound to seek for her hand in marriage. Enemies from her own family who see her returning back home as a liability. So they conditioned her mentally to stay in toxic marriage and die there. That such is the reward of patient wives, patient women. Who need an enemy when you have such family? A 9-year-old girl is being told, sit properly. You are somebody's future wife. A 12-year-old girl is cooking for the guests while her brother plays football outside. A teenage girl is warned constantly about shame and reputation, while the boy child gets only pampered and prepared to carry future responsibilities. A girl child is denied university because we cannot sponsor 2 children. A girl child is told, when you marry, your husband will train you to school. Then she get married. What happened? Reality will heat upon her. The husband will tell her bluntly, no one promised you anything. She becomes a manufacturing machine for children. That disappointment creates one thing: bitterness in the heart. Even educated women are forced to dim their light so that they don't bruise their husband's ego. If she chooses her career, she's rebellious. If she stays at home, she's idle and unappreciated. Society somehow creates a stigma around the idea of women becoming successful. When she is educated with dreams, she is tagged rebellious, prostitute, and not a housewife material. Whereas the very woman who quit her job so she can get a husband never gets appreciated. She is treated like a trash and gets constantly called lazy and idle by the same man who asked that she quit her job. Many women enter marriage before they even know who they are. They wake up at the age of 40 and realize they are someone's wife and someone's mother, but they are not themselves. A woman is expected to carry a pregnancy for 9 months, eventually undergo surgery, and then while the stitches are still fresh, she is expected to cook, clean, and satisfy her husband sexually. And when she refuses, she gets told that she is not being a good wife, that our mothers did it. Society say men are protectors, yet same society say women need to be protected. The big question now is protection from who? Who are we protecting women from? From the very men who were never taught boundaries or sexual respect. We have failed the boy child, mothers. We have failed the boy child. Boys are raised with entitlement but no emotional training. They are told that they are king and emperors, but they were never taught empathy. They are pressured to provide before they even discover who they are themselves. They are told men don't cry. They are burdened with you must not fail. that suppressed emotion becomes anger. Unrealistic expectations become temper. Ego becomes defense. While the man provides the money, sometimes the woman provides the soul, the labor, and the sanity of the home. Yet her work is dismissed as nothing compared to his office stress. A married woman with 10 daughters cannot be loved or respected by the society because she has no son. A woman who goes through the knife to birth another life is being pressured sexually just weeks after birth. When she complains, she is told to manage. If it claims her life, another woman replaces her without delay. If she refuses to bow to such pressure, the husband goes out to meet another woman and rub it on her face. That same woman is expected to have a sexy banging body just few months after stretching her tummy to house another human being. They get emotionally manipulated, indulge in spiritual compromise just to keep a man. Imagine doing just to keep the love of a man who worked so hard to convince you to be for him. Imagine indulging in one thing Allah hates the most, shirk, ascribing partner in worship to Allah just because you want to keep the same man who never asked to be kept. And when you vent your unfulfillment at any point in that marriage, you are reminded that your children are your reward. How? This social legalized statement is one of the reasons why men feel that they have nothing to gain in marriage. Hence, their maltreatment towards women. How is having children the price to pay for enduring toxic and uncaring husband? During the time of our mothers, despite all they went through in the hands of their husbands, their toxic in-laws, and the weight of polygamy, we could still count that many of them exceeded age 80 to 90 before their demise. Why? Because they may not be feeding on balanced diet, but they were not consuming genetically modified food. And whenever they are sick, they heal themselves with plants. How many women of this century get to see the age of 70 or 80 before they die? How many women get to see their grandchildren these days or even taste the fruit of their labor? Women of these days feed too much on genetically modified food, and you can't blame them. That's what's available. Imagine being mentally drained and still lack physical energy and internal stamina to keep on holding, just because they also get manipulated to believe that consuming plants and roots is harmful for them by doctors. We were conditioned to see men as the prize. Men were conditioned to see women as a servant. What do servants do? They obey without questioning. Pain explains behavior, it does not excuse it. Feminism exists to create balance, promote gender partnership, justice, healing. The aim of feminism has never been to promote abstinence from men or project marriage as slavery camp and men as the enemy ideology. No, that is not it. When feminism becomes revenge instead of reform, it loses its soul and the meaning behind it. Feminism is not hatred, it is advocacy for dignity. Toxic feminism is hatred born from pain you can't blame them for. We all heal differently. I pray every woman heal. Many feminists today are simply daughters who cannot forgive what they saw their mothers go through. Toxicity is a shield. They'll rather be a man-hater than to be victims. Why do women stay in abuse? Because their family see them as returned goods and liability. They are told to endure for the children, but they are unhappy mothers, and an unhappy mother cannot raise a whole child. This social conditioning needs to stop.